Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's early Wednesday morning. I am on my way to, I don't even want to say babysit anymore. I just want to say to spend a fun day with my grandchildren. I am so blessed to be able to live this close to them and to be able to help out with their care and their nurturing, and it's such a blessing. So Ife, of course she wants everything she sees on TV, but she wanted these LOL dolls, and I thought, I don't know, she's just 3. I think she was really a little bit too young for it, but I bought her 2. I bought her the one in the little ball, the surprise LOL doll, and all it is, it was just all these little tiny packages that had like accessories for the doll. It's like a little genie doll. So it had little shoes in one package, and then it had a little top, little plastic top in the other package, and then plastic shorts in another little package that had to be opened. She was so excited, but after she finished opening all the packages, all the excitement was over. It's supposed to change color when you put it in either cold or hot water. I put it in cold water and it didn't change color at all. And then I bought her the LOL Collector's Edition from last year's New Year's Eve. She's a beautiful doll, and she stays on a stand, and the stand has batteries in it, and you push a little button and it lights up. It has a hairbrush with it, and she has a little purse and cute boots and a gorgeous evening gown and a beautiful fur cape that goes down to the floor. But I told Jill goes, well, we're going to save this and keep it on her dresser. I said, well, do whatever you want to with it, but I bought it for her to play with. She wants to take it off the stand and brush its hair and remove its clothes and put some regular dog clothes on it. I don't care. I don't believe in collecting dolls and just letting them sit around and collect dust for years and years and years. I believe dolls are to play with. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about today is medical scams. Have you ever been the victim of a medical scam? I have, more than once. One of them nearly took my life. I may have to break this video up in 2 parts because y'all know I don't like my videos to be more than 8 minutes, but lately they've been running into 12 and 15 and 16. But the first, now that I look back, of course I didn't know this back when I was 12 or 13 years old. I believe the first medical scam that I was a victim of was having my tonsils and adenoids removed. All I had was, earache. I never really had bad tonsillitis or strep throat or anything like that. I think I had strep throat once. And Dr. Dale there in Lumberton, I drove myself to his office, and he gave me a Bicillin shot in each hip, and I drove myself home and laid across my bed for 2 days on my stomach because I couldn't walk. Oh, Lord. He must have used a stake to inject that Bicillin. But I tell you what, the strep throat was gone the next day. I reckon the pharmaceutical companies have changed all of that, because now when you go to the doctor, you'd be hard-pressed to find one who would give you a penicillin shot. Now it's that 10-day antibiotic regimen. So anyway, I had earaches my whole life, especially my left ear. It really, for some reason, it bothered me more than my right ear, but they both hurt. They both would just throb and pound and hurt, and I would just cry with it, and at night, my eardrum would burst, and I'd wake up in the mornings with all this pus on my pillowcase and everything. And Mother would take me to the doctor and get these ear drops and old waxy type, thick type, slimy type stuff. Put it in my ear. I don't know what was in it, but it never helped. It just made everything worse. So there was a doctor in Hattiesburg, an ear, nose, throat, and back then they were called EENTs, eye, ear, nose, and throat. And his name was Dr. Harris, and he was a very good doctor. So she would take me to him, and he would prescribe that old purple Dimetap. Back then you could only get it by prescription. Now it's been sold over the counter for years and years and years. So, also he would, when I would have the infection in my ear, he would lance it, and all the pus would drain out. Or a month or so later, it would just come back. And it would always, my eardrum would, it would get this, I could hear myself breathe. It would get fluid in it, and it would pop and make all these sounds, and then I could just hear myself breathe, and I couldn't tell how loud I was talking. It was just miserable. So one time I was in so much pain and agony, so I begged Mother and begged her. I said, please take me to the doctor. I can't stand this pain. It's just throbbing. So she drove me to Hattiesburg reluctantly, griping and complaining the whole time. And so we went into Dr. Harris's office, and the receptionist was sitting there. So Mama said, I have my daughter here for an appointment. And so the receptionist checked our records, and she told Mother that there's a balance of $60, and that the doctor can't see me unless she pays the balance. Well, that pissed my mother off. She got all huffy and puffy and cussed out the receptionist and grabbed me by the hand and dragged me out of the office. Well, that just devastated me. I was in pain and sick and upset and crying, and didn't really understand exactly what was going on. And I just wanted to see the doctor and get some medicine and get well. So instead of paying the $60, Mother found another doctor. I think this doctor was in Poplarville. So she took me there, and he referred me to a doctor in New Orleans, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So they take me to New Orleans, and he schedules a tonsillectomy and adenoidectomy. Yeah, I didn't need that. There was nothing wrong with my tonsils and adenoids. But instead of just finding a way to pay the $60 and get me in to see Dr. Harris, we went through this whole ordeal of having my tonsils removed. It didn't do anything for my ears. I still had the same ear problems. So that was my first experience with having an unnecessary medical procedure. And then my next experience was when Jason was born. I guess when he was still in a crib, so he had to have only been maybe a year old. Well, during that time, the thing was these, all the children were bow-legged. So we had to pay for this brace. It was these special old white leather shoes that had this metal bar attached to each shoe. And we had to put that metal bar on the baby at night so that its legs wouldn't be bow-legged. That was a scam too. I fell for it. When you're a young mother, you do anything the doctor tells you to do for your baby, especially if you're from the sticks like I was and didn't know any better. There was no Google or any way to research all of that back then. But poor little Jason, he couldn't sleep at night. He couldn't turn over with that stupid of shoes and that brace in between his legs. So I finally just gave up on it and took that thing off and put it in the garbage where it belonged. But then I have what I'm getting at, the point that I'm getting at is this cataract surgery that I just had last year, and the bills that are left over from the doctor telling me that he could only remove the cataracts using the laser. I wish I had not fallen for that scam. I do think it's a scam now, saying that I have this Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S dystrophy, and the cells are damaged in my eyes, and if he removes the cataracts with a scalpel, it's going to damage it even more. And I had to pay $3,200. And I'm still paying on it, and it has been a struggle. It just makes me mad that I didn't do more research on it and just took the doctor's word for it again. And I feel like I've gotten scammed again. No, it never ends. Oh, Lord, there's always somebody out there willing to scam you, even professionals. I ended, and there was another medical scam that I fell for in the 1980s, so I'll do a video on that if y'all are even interested in hearing it. Oh, Lord, I have 4 minutes to get to Jill's before she has to leave. Okay, well, y'all have a great day. I have a lot of new people commenting, so I just want to remind you to just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You will be loved and accepted here, and y'all just keep on coming back.